I believe God gives dreamers dreams to further the comfort and well-being of his people. God communicated to his people in the Bible. God spoke to many biblical characters through dreams. God spoke to Abraham through a dream. God spoke to Jacob through a dream. He spoke to Solomon through a dream. He spoke to Daniel through a dream. But no doubt the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis illustrates God's use of dreams as no other text does. Joseph was a dreamer. Joseph had a dream from God that one day his family would bow low before him. In fact, God gave him 2 dreams of the same kind. After the second dream, there was no doubt that the dream had come from God. God was in the dreams of Joseph. God needs to be in our dreams. But how do you do that? In the first place, ask God to show you his dreams for your life. Maybe God's dream won't be as earth-shaking as some others, but God has a dream just for you. Ask God to show you his dream for you. God gave Joseph the dream that he would be the means of saving his people. The purpose of the dream was not that his father and brothers would bow down before him. The purpose of the dream was that Joseph would be instrumental in saving his people from starvation in Canaan by bringing them to Egypt, where there was plenty of food. Sometimes God gives you a dream that you don't understand. Joseph didn't really understand his dream until many years later. God revealed to him the purpose of his dream, and he learned that although others had sought to do him ill, God was working things out for his good. Many times we don't understand the significance of God's dreams, but we trust that God knows what he's doing. We trust that God's ways are above our ways. We trust that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think. We trust that God can work out everything for our benefit. Ask God to give you his dream and trust him to work out his dream in your life. What does God want you to do? What is his dream for your life? Maybe God wants to show you that he can still make something beautiful out of your life. Maybe God wants to give you a dream of what you can still become through his power. Maybe God wants to give you a dream of attempting great things for him. Maybe God wants you to do that thing you have been longing to do for such a long time. Maybe God wants you to stop doubting that you're able to do such and such. Maybe God wants you to stop making excuses for yourself. Maybe God wants you to stop saying that you're too old or too young or too busy or too whatever. Maybe God wants to give you a dream that you think is impossible. But the good news is that the dream is impossible. If God gave you a possible dream, you could do it on your own strength. But God gives you impossible dreams to show you that he can only work out the dream in his strength. You don't need God to do a possible dream. You can do that on your own. But you need God to give you that impossible dream so that when the dream comes true, all the honor and glory goes to him. God specializes in things thought impossible. He can do what no other can do. Dream the impossible. Think the unthinkable. Ask God to show you his dreams for your life. Maybe God still has dreams for this church. This church has accomplished much in its many years of existence. Very few churches can rival this church in its mission endeavors. Your open door ministry serves the poor and homeless in downtown Detroit. 21,000 people were served meals last year. But you also gave clothes and health services and counseling. On Thursdays, many can get showers and clothing. There's a career closet where professional clothing is available for those seeking re-entry into the workforce. Who knows how many people have been helped through the ministry of Fort Street. But the church has not rested on its laurels because you still have visions. You have a vision for the future involving evangelism, Christian education, leadership training, enhanced worship services, maintenance and restoration of the facilities, and a singles ministry. But God may still have dreams for you and your church. God has dreams that you can be an even better church. God is constantly pushing us forward and upward to bigger and greater achievements. Ask God to show you his dreams for you and for this church. Ask God to use you in bringing his dream to realization. The dreams will not be accomplished unless you are a part of them. God wants you to put flesh on his dreams for this church. God wants us to become better persons. God wants to give us dreams of having a closer walk with him. God has a dream that we might love him more dearly and follow him more nearly. God has a dream that we may develop a closer relationship with our spouses, our family members, and our friends. God has a dream that we may share his dreams with one another and support each other in those dreams. God uses dreamers to do great things. I believe God uses dreamers who, in the words of George Bernard Shaw, refuse to look at things as they are and ask why, but dream of things that never were and ask why not. Ask God for a dream, and he will give it to you. But in the second place, ask God to sustain his dreams in your life. Just because God gives you a dream doesn't mean the dream will have smooth sailing along the journey of life. The dream will come across obstacles and opposition. There will be always somebody ready to put a stumbling block in the path of your dreams. Joseph's brothers hated him because of his dreams, and they hated him so much that they conspired to kill him. We see this when they said, "Let us kill him, and then we'll see what shall become of his dreams." Any dream worthwhile will face hard times and great trials. Whatever your God-given dream is, some people will be upset with you, and instead of complimenting you, will seek to put stumbling blocks in your way. Even if your dream is to grow more spiritually and to experience a closer walk with God, some will call you a religious fanatic. Even if God has given you a dream for the betterment of this church, somebody's going to say, "We never did it that way before." Most dreamers face hardships, frustrations, disappointments. It comes with the territory of being a dreamer. Martin Luther King Jr. faced hardships and difficulties. Joseph must have thought his dreams had died when his brothers put him in a pit to die. Even when he was rescued by the traders and sold into Egypt, it didn't look too good for his dream. And when he was falsely accused by Potiphar's wife and cast into prison, it didn't look too promising for his dream. But God sustained Joseph in his dreams. God blessed Joseph through it all. God brought him from a pit and a prison to a place in the palace.